Hi everybody, this is Lee, and with this video I'm talking about People's Convergence. It's taking place in Washington, D.C. It is the People's Convergence Conference at American University, Washington, D.C., September 8th through 10th, and that is being led by three different groups. One is the Draft Bernie for a People's Party campaign, which is led by Nick Brana. He launched that, and he also was a part of Our Revolution, and then also Bernie Sanders' 2016 primary effort. And so he's working in tandem or with Socialist Alternative, another party that's independent of the two-party system. The most famous member, I would say, is Kshama Sawant, the Seattle City Council member. And then also the Progressive Independent Party. And this is Araquel Bloss's party. And that it's sort of a neutral umbrella group that is promoting progressive ideals. And so these are the three organizations that are involved with the People's Convergence, that they also have planned a Draft Bernie Town Hall, at which Kshama Sawant will be one speaker, and Dr. Cornel West will be a speaker. We don't know whether Bernie Sanders will be a speaker. He has been invited, and that there's going to be petitions delivered to him. Whether he accepts that invitation, along with all the other many invitations he's been issued by the Draft Bernie campaign, we will find out. Dr. Cornel West and Kshama Sawant were very high-profile surrogates, very able, very well-spoken surrogates for Bernie Sanders during his 2016 primary run. And that after Bernie Sanders conceded to Hillary Clinton, that both Dr. Cornel West and Kshama Sawant became surrogates for Dr. Jill Stein of the Green Party in the general election. And so now both the primary and election are over, and organizing is continuing on the left and progressive side of the political spectrum. I've spoken about many groups that have formed in the wake of Bernie Sanders and Jill Stein's run through the Democratic primary, and then, of course, Jill Stein's run through the general election. And that some of those groups include the local Berniecrats, Our Revolution, the Incorruptibles, the Justice Democrats, the Brand New Congress. We will replace you. That there are many, many groups. And that some other groups include the Democratic Socialists of America, Socialist Alternative, of course, Peace and Freedom, Working Families Party, the Green Party, so many parties that exist on the left. And so three of those efforts have combined forces to put on this conference, and that they're going to, again, attempt to persuade Bernie Sanders to leave the Democratic Party and launch a new party. Although Bernie Sanders has already left the Democratic Party, he's an independent. He's not a Democrat. He caucuses with the Democrats and often votes with them. Sometimes he diverges his votes on certain causes, voting independently. But he's already left the independent party. He's just not joined this Draft Bernie for a People's Party effort. And so there are already many progressive parties independent of the two-party system that do not accept corporate money. Again, Socialist Alternative, Working Families. Well, I'm not sure about Working Families. They seem to have been a subsidiary of the Democratic Party, but I think they're kind of going independent at the local level in some respects. And then also the Progressive Independent Party, Green Party. So they already exist. It's just apparently they feel like there should be one with Bernie Sanders branding on it. And so that's my issue with this entire effort, the fact that it's so dependent upon Bernie Sanders, that without Bernie Sanders, it seems like they're in a static position of not being able to accomplish what they need to accomplish in the lead up to a midterm election that's next year. It's 2018. This is 2017. People are launching congressional campaigns and down ballot campaigns, and they're still asking Bernie to start their party for them. So I think there's an issue with strategy here. I've kind of asked the question of how they plan to get on the ballot in all 50 states with the severity of the ballot access laws, that deadlines are going to be approaching before they know it. And petitioning is starting already in some states for ballot access. And so they said that with Bernie Sanders being a part of the movement, ballot access should not be a problem. And so, okay. But without Bernie Sanders, because he hasn't said yes yet, you're still asking him, he might say yes, but deadlines again are approaching. And so, in case he says no, how do you get ballot access? And there's no answer to that question. Everything that they do depends upon Bernie Sanders. Their party doesn't go unless Bernie Sanders starts it and launches it for them and sets it into the stratosphere or something. And so, there's an issue with branding. They keep saying it's not about Bernie Sanders, but it says draftbernie.org. And it says draft Bernie for a People's Party in the masthead. And it says this is a draft Bernie town hall, and that they're going to deliver a bunch of signatures to Bernie Sanders prior to the town hall. And so it actually is about Bernie Sanders. And so if it's really not, then there's a severe issue with branding. And so I'm just going to go ahead and post the links to the information for those of you who are in the Washington, D.C. area that want to attend. You likely will get these questions answered, and I really hope that you do. And Bernie Sanders might surprise everyone by showing up and saying, I'm joining the People's Party. But even if Bernie Sanders does join, there's the problem with, will he stay with them? Will he stick with his party? Because he didn't stick with his voters during the, in the decision to endorse Hillary Clinton. So can he be counted on to stick with the party when times get tough? Or will he begin to sheep herd that draft Bernie party back into the Democratic Party, saying vote for the lesser evil, and that Trump is too terrible for us to try this now, let's try it the next time in 2020. So, I have issues with the movement itself. Questions will likely be answered at the Draft Bernie Town Hall. If you want to attend and see what happens and ask your questions, that's the place to be. It's going to be September 8th through 10th at American University in Washington, D.C., and I say good luck.